Why do so many of us put off going to the doctor? I mean, even when we know we probably should. It turns out the answer is, well, it's not simple. Today, we're going to dive into the 7 hidden reasons we avoid health checks. And you might be surprised to find out they have almost nothing to do with being careless. Okay, so let's just get this out of the way first. This is the common wisdom, right? The story we tell ourselves. That people who skip their checkups are just, irresponsible. Or maybe they just don't know any better. It's an easy explanation, but honestly, it misses the entire point. Because what if that's just completely wrong? What if the real story is so much more complicated and so much more human? Yeah, here's the truth. Avoiding a health check isn't some kind of personal failure. It is a predictable pattern. It's this mix of psychological shortcuts our brains take and real-world barriers that, let's be honest, almost all of us run into. And once you start to see that pattern, it stops looking like a flimsy excuse. So let's start with what's going on inside our own heads. How does our brain, which is just trying to be efficient, sometimes lead us completely down the wrong path when it comes to our health? Does this sound familiar? I know it does to me. If I feel normal, I am normal. It feels so logical, doesn't it? We use how we feel as our main piece of data. If nothing's hurting, then nothing must be wrong. Simple. This way of thinking actually has a name. It's called the asymptomatic assumption. Our brains basically create this super simple rule to live by. No symptoms equals no disease. It's a mental shortcut that, frankly, helps us get through the day without being in a constant state of panic. But, and this is so important, that feeling of normal is a massive cognitive blind spot. It is not a reliable health indicator. So many of the most serious conditions, we're talking high blood pressure, early stage cancer, diabetes, they're completely silent for years. So relying on symptoms often means we're waiting way too long. Okay, so it's not just about our brain's logical shortcuts. There's a huge emotional barrier that can stop us dead in our tracks. And it's something we all know. Pure, simple fear. This right here, this is the heart of it for so many of us. The fear isn't really about the test itself, the needle or the weird machine. It's about the information that test could give us. It's the fear of being handed a new label, of suddenly having this new identity as someone who is sick. And this feeling, it has a name too. Psychologists call it anticipatory anxiety. It's that awful stress we feel about a possible future, not what's actually happening right now. Our minds just race ahead, imagining the absolute worst case scenario. And that fear gets so big that doing nothing feels safer than finding out the truth. And this is the paradox, isn't it? Avoiding the test doesn't change a single thing about the outcome. It doesn't magically make a potential illness go away. All it does is shrink the window of time you have to actually do something about it. We trade early awareness for a very brief and very false sense of peace. Okay, so we've talked about our mental shortcuts and our deepest fears. But what about the real world? Let's talk about the practical stuff. Time, money, energy, all the things that create some very, very real hurdles. I want you to picture your brain holding a budget meeting every single day. On one side of the table, you've got the urgent, concrete needs, putting food on the table, paying rent, getting to work. On the other side, you've got these abstract future concerns, like a health check. Now, which one do you think wins almost every single time? Yep, immediate survival always trumps distant possibilities. And listen, this isn't just laziness. It's a well-documented cognitive bias called temporal displacement. Our brains are literally hardwired to care more about our comfort right now than about some potential risk in the future. The immediate hassle of booking an appointment just feels so much more real than a far-off threat of getting sick. Which, of course, leads us all to climb the later ladder. Oh, we all know this one. Later is this beautiful, vague destination that we somehow never quite arrive at. It's always just over the horizon, right after this big project at work, or after the kids are sorted out, or after we get a raise. Later is basically where good intentions go to die. And believe it or not, there are even more layers. Some of us develop what you could call institutional avoidance. We just steer clear of the whole healthcare system because we associate it with stress or being judged or just bad news. And others, we practice responsibility avoidance. We subconsciously push away information that might force us to change our lives, like taking on new, difficult habits. So, we've got our brain's biases, our emotional fears, and all these real-world barriers. What does it all mean when you put it together? And more importantly, what's the path forward? We've just walked through 7 different reasons, and on the surface, they might seem totally separate, but they're not. They all point to one single fundamental truth about how we humans operate. And here it is. This is the absolute key to this whole thing. Our brains, our decision-making systems, they are designed to protect our emotional comfort right now. They are not designed to optimize our biological health 20 years from now. It's just not what they do. That mismatch, the gap between what feels good in the short term and what's actually good for us in the long term, that is the real problem we have to solve. It's not about a lack of willpower, it's about figuring out how to work with our own wiring. So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If our own brains are the issue, then just telling ourselves to be more responsible is never, ever going to work. The real question becomes, how do we reframe this entire decision so that we're working with our brains instead of constantly fighting against them? While the very first step is a really powerful mental shift, we have got to stop thinking of a health check as something you only do when you're already sick. That whole framework is just rooted in fear and reaction. Instead, what if we saw it for what it really is? A health check is just a tool. That's it. It's a tool for gathering information, a tool for reducing that terrifying uncertainty of the unknown, and ultimately, it's a tool for you to gain control over your own future. And that brings us to the final thought I really want to leave you with. We worry so much about the cost of the test, or the time it takes, or the potential for bad news. But the real cost, the one that truly, truly matters, it's not in the test. The real cost is in the delay. It's in the time we lose when we could have been taking action.